What is going on, everyone, and welcome to the Sports Cave Podcast. I am Gavin Amora.
And I'm Nick Ditello.
And we are the hosts of the podcast covering everything in the NBA and the NFL.
In today's episode, we will be covering Week 14 of the NFL. If you guys just want to listen to our podcast, as always, you guys can check us out on SoundCloud at the Sports Cave Podcast. If you guys are listening right now, drop a like, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications so you guys never miss a video. Follow our Instagram, and see us on SoundCloud and TikTok.
TikTok. I'll pop those up at the end.
The Instagram and the TikTok is a great way that we reach out to you guys to show you, or for you guys to communicate with us. If you guys have us on Snapchat or have our numbers, DM us, text us, snap us, whatever. We want to hear from you guys. We want the feedback from you guys.
Or comment. So, like, today, for example, we put on our story, who wants to be a special guest? People selected yes or no.
Not a lot of people that subscribe. There's 55 subscribers. And I would like every single one of you to go follow us on Instagram if you have Instagram.
Yep.
And I think more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, let's get
right into it. So, as our first segment, we have a very interesting this or that. So our this or that is going to include me and Gavin, and one new special guest, Luke Canberra, is coming on the pod for the first time. And the this or that question that we're going to be asking is, who will win in a fight? Derrick Henry, running back for the Tennessee Titans, or wide receiver DK Metcalf of the Seattle Seahawks? So, right now, I think me and Gavin are just going to give our takes, and then we'll call into the special guest. So, you want to take it? You want me to take it?
I'll take it for now. So, you got DK Metcalf, 6'4", 229 pounds, run a 4.33 second 40-yard dash. DK Metcalf's dad says he was squatting 100 pounds as a 5-year-old. I actually believe that.
I don't know if that's actually true.
He benched 27 reps of 225 pounds at the NFL Combine.
Yeah.
227 reps.
Talking about DK Metcalf. So if you go on if you Google DK Metcalf and go to images, it's all of him flexing. So Gavin, pop up a picture of him. He's huge. So
and like he's. How much? He's 229 pounds, but you would think someone with 229 pounds, they got a little fat on him, they're a stocky person. He's got abs,
he's ripped.
Yeah.
And I also have DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
I think in this fight it's stronger and faster, I think, is the key for this. And Gavin, I'm gonna send you the link for this, but pop up the video. DK Metcalf, when he did the Cardinals, Russell Wilson throws an interception at the goal line. They run it back 95 yards, and DK Metcalf chases that guy down, that Cardinals defender, all the way back down to the 10-yard line. And in that case, the Cardinals get the ball. They go 3 and out, and instead of kicking the field goal, they try and go for it on 4th down. DK Metcalf saved them. They got 0 points out of that drive. So DK Metcalf saved the touchdown, saved the field goal. So I have DK. He's quick. He's quick. He's stronger. I have DK Metcalf.
I have DK Metcalf also. You can see that Derrick Henry is a running back. I just want to say Derrick Henry's an even bigger dude than DK Metcalf.
Yeah. He's 6'3", 388 pounds. 338 pounds, sorry.
338 pounds?
Yeah.
He would be Lizzo.
What did I say? 238. My bad.
Yeah. So,
Lizzo.
Yeah. So, no offense to Lizzo. I like her music. So, yes, I do. In 2015... he benched 440 pounds. That's crazy. 440 pounds. But he's a running back, and he ran a slower combine than DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
He ran 4.52.
He's more wide.
Yeah.
But he's a beast.
Yeah. But I wouldn't want to fight anyone.
I wouldn't want to fight either of them.
Yeah. So we're gonna get some opinions from some call-ins.
We're calling in first. We're calling in Luke Canberra first.
Alrighty, everyone. So we got the call-in on Luke Canberra.
Luke Canberra.
Say what's up. Say what's up.
What's up, everybody? How are we?
Luke Canberra, you used to have your own pod, didn't you?
Back in the day, that's right.
Back in the day, it was like last month.
No, it was during quarantine.
During quarantine.
Everyone had those quarantine like YouTube channels.
Yeah.
So, Luke Canberra, we have an interesting question for you today. This or that, who wins in a fight, DK Metcalf or Derrick Henry?
Well,
Talk to me.
That's a great question. Those are two absolute units of a man right there. No, he's like, what is he, like 6'3", 6'4", like 230. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Henry's like, he's a little smaller, but he's, I think, a little bigger, right? He's like,
Yeah.
3, 240
Yeah,
or
he's a little.
something.
Yeah, he
Man,
weighs more.
That's a great question. I mean, I wouldn't want to fight any of them, but if I had to
That's
say
what we
who
said.
would win, I'd probably say Derrick Henry, just because he's got a couple more pounds, and he's a bulldog. I mean, you see on football field, he'll run through as many people as he wants. Like,
Yeah,
he's not caring about his body. He's an animal.
yeah, I definitely respect
Two
that.
absolute studs, but I'd have to go with Derrick Henry, boys.
Yeah,
I think that's a good choice.
it's a
Yeah.
reasonable. You can argue both ways. I think.
Yeah, they're just both giant. It's
they're
like
both beasts.
yeah.
Yep.
And you can't stop them on the football field. All right, Luke Canberra, thanks for coming out. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me on the show.
No
We'll
problem,
see you,
man.
Luke.
We'll see. Alrighty, now our new segment, hot and cold. Let's get into it.
Let's go.
Alrighty, so hot and cold. We each pick 3 players. We each pick 6 players. 3 of them will be players that will be hot. Players that are. It's basically like start the player or sit the player.
Start him, sit him.
Yeah,
or
a lot of podcasts on that. Yeah, boomer bust. Yeah, so say we're gonna have our hots are gonna be players who we think that
Boom.
are
It's
gonna play.
basically our boom.
Are gonna play. Well, some people don't know what boomer bust. I know.
Boom is when you know
Yeah.
boom, or bust is when you know.
You're a bust. You
so-
didn't play well.
Hot is boom, cold is bust. Basically.
Yeah. All right. So first up in hot, I have an obvious one. We have some sleepers. We have some obvious ones. My obvious one in hot is Russell Wilson. Now, usually Russell Wilson can go off against any team, but this
He didn't
team.
last week. He did not last week. He played the New York Giants and he lost by 5.
How many points did he get in fantasy?
Respectfully, I don't. Not that many. I don't think. Honestly,
Well, yeah.
he didn't even have a touchdown.
It's probably not good for Russell Wilson, but it's still
Yeah.
good for a quarterback.
No, it was like 8. He
Really?
didn't even have a touchdown. Yeah, he did awesome.
Dang, I didn't see that. But
The Giants have.
can I speak about my player,
Hang on,
please?
the Giants. I just want us to list this fact. The Giants are number 1, or give up the fewest points to quarterbacks.
I really do not care.
Okay, but go ahead.
Russell Wilson,
What they do?
he's facing the Jets. I don't think I have to explain anything more. DK Metcalf's healthy. Tyler Lockett's healthy. Chris Carson is healthy. All of them can be thrown to now. He's facing the Jets. The Jets could face the Jets, and the Jets would win. That was very confusing. So my second is Clyde Edwards-Helaire or Le'Veon Bell. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is injured right now. We don't know who is going to be Why are you doing? Do you think he's not going to be? They're going to be good this week?
No.
Or are you just saying he's injured, so that's a hut?
No. You know how many points he got last week?
It doesn't matter. Listen to this.
0. Literally.
Okay.
Goose egg.
Maybe because he got hurt. Clyde Edwards-Helaire or Le'Veon Bell. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is injured right now. If he just watch Sunday morning ESPN, Good Morning Football, whatever you watch, you'll see if he's injured or not. If he's injured, put Le'Veon Bell in. If he's not injured, put Clyde Edwards-Helaire in. And I'm going to give you why. Miami starting linebacker Landon Roberts is inactive for Week 14, which means they're both going to be able to go through. Miami is the 24th ranked rush defense in the league, and without that dude, without a starting linebacker, I don't think they're probably going to be even worse. Maybe put them as your flex because we haven't seen the Chiefs run much this year. Usually throwers between Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, a lot of players on that team. And then my last hot is going to be Marquise Brown. He is, if you're doing FanDuel, he is very cheap. In fantasy, maybe you have him. He's usually sitting on your bench. Start him this week. Start him this week because we know Lamar Jackson's back from COVID. Mark Andrews is out, and he's usually takes away. The number one target. He takes away from throws. Do I have that? I saw it. I usually check who they're facing. Yeah, they're playing they're not playing a good team.
They're playing the Browns, yeah.
Yeah, usually I look on FanDuel.
It's the Browns.
Yeah, I wouldn't put him in if they're facing if he's
the Browns are 9-3.
They haven't been playing as well the past. They lost to the Lions. I'm gonna put that out there. No, the Bears lost to the Lions. The Bears lost to the Lions.
Yeah. The Browns just absolutely.
But the thing is, if they're facing the Browns, no one's double covering Marquise Brown. We're gonna put that out there. No one's. He's gonna be the top receiver no matter what.
I'm here on that one.
Maybe if you don't have and say you're doing FanDuel, maybe you don't have a lot of money left, pick him up.
Maybe.
You want to hit hot?
You know who was a good target also?
Who?
He's not in my list here. You know what? He's going to be this week.
Okay.
Who am I taking out here?
You could say 4. I don't care.
You know, I'm going to have a special guest.
Okay.
And I'm going to say my special guest first because we're talking about it. My number 1 boom this week. Jacoby Myers. I picked up Jacoby Myers and I was watching a recent pod from a while ago yesterday. And this kid made fun of me for picking up Cam Newton and Jacoby Myers. He's like, yeah, watch him get those 2 points and sit the bench.
You're basing him off one game.
He's Cam Newton's
One
number
game.
1 target. Shut up.
We'll see those 2 points.
Your last receiver.
He's not okay. We're not gonna say he's a stud. The Patriots.
He's not a stud.
If he was on,
he's Cam Newton's number 1 target.
I know. Definitely. If he was on the Chiefs,
he'd suck. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Go ahead.
Okay.
All right. Here's my actual 3. That one just came to mind.
he would be Pringle divided by 2. All right, go. Go.
Oh. So he's basically Sammy Watkins is what you're saying.
Go.
My number 1 boom this week is running back from the Chicago Bears, David Montgomery. David Montgomery is averaging 15 points a game, which isn't awful for a running back. That's right around average numbers for a running back. And those because our 3 weeks, he had under 10 points, and they just didn't run the ball. They're playing the Texans, who has the 31st ranked rush defense in the NFL. I think he's going to have a lot of touches this week, and we'll see how that goes. My number 2 is quarterback Taysom Hill with the Saints. With Drew Brees' injury, I honestly thought that Jameis Winston was going to start, but they pulled him. This kid, Taysom Hill, has been playing very, very well, especially with the running and also with his arm. His last 3 weeks, his FanDuel numbers have been 24, 18, and 23.
And fantasy numbers are higher, or even higher than that.
Yeah.
So he's probably definitely gotten more.
Very well. His FanDuel numbers are 24, 18, and 23. For a backup quarterback,
Yeah.
if you're on fantasy and you need help, if your quarterback's hurt, you need to pick up someone off of waivers. Pick up Taysom Hill. He's not a bad pickup. He'll get you decent points. He's playing the Eagles, who have the 10th ranked secondary in the NFL. I still think he'll do well.
Mm-hmm.
And my third boom is Deontay. So my third boom is going to be, or my hot, is going to be Deontay Johnson. Deontay Johnson is a wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I picked him up the last couple of weeks, and he's gotten me decent points. The Steelers have a lot of good receivers. Juju, Claypool, James Washington, and Eric Ebron. And the run game with Connor and Snell. The last 4 weeks, his FanDuel numbers have been 20, 17, 8, which is not very good, and 17. But for all those weapons that he has, that's pretty good. He's got me a couple touchdowns. He's gotten me, I think average for a wide receiver, honestly, is about 12, 13 maybe on a FanDuel. And he's playing pretty good. And he's playing the Bills this week, who have the 15th ranked secondary in the NFL. I think they're all going to do well this week.
Pretty nice.
So we're going to move on to
cold
or bust or whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
Gavin, you want to hop into your 3, what am I going to call it? Busts.
Yeah, busts.
Go ahead.
So first up, we have Josh Allen. I have Josh Allen on my fantasy team. He usually does great every week, but he's facing the Steelers. Now, we all got down on the Steelers. I also think the Steelers are overrated, but they're still a great team.
Yeah.
They have the number 1 ranked defense in the league. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Josh Allen's not going to do well.
Yeah.
Next up, I have Benny Snell Jr. Now,
he plays for the Steelers, right?
Yeah, he's the backup for James Conner. The Steelers do not run the ball, and we saw that last week.
They do a little bit with James Conner if he's healthy.
Yeah.
But that's about it.
Yeah. They're like the Chiefs. They don't run the ball that much.
They can't convert. And we saw when they tried to run against Washington.
Because when you
shut it down. This
is why you have to run the ball. Because if you don't run the ball, they're going to expect to throw every single time, and they don't switch it up. They have to switch it up.
Yeah.
Last week they only got 1 first down rushing, and guess how many rushing yards they had
against Washington?
Yeah.
25.
20 rushing yards.
Yeah.
And that's not just last game. They've been rushing the ball like terribly the past 5 games or so.
Yeah.
And then my last bust is Jarvis Landry.
Yeah, and I always debate picking him up on FanDuel, and he's right now.
He's just hurt. He'll go crazy one game and then
he'll get 2.
I know, he's very random.
He's very inconsistent.
He has pulled in 16 of his 21 targets for 205 yards and 2 touchdowns over the past 2 games.
That's pretty good.
But he has to line up against the Baltimore defense, ranked 7th. In fewest fantasy points allowed per game. So it's going to be tough for him, and he fluctuates in points, and I feel like this week he's going to go downhill.
So my 3 busts, I'm going to start with, me and Gavin have one similar. This is the only one out of all 6 that we picked. I have Josh Allen as a bust. As everything Gavin said, I'm just going to basically mirror it. He's been playing pretty well, but the Steelers have the number 2 secondary in the NFL. Number 1 defense, but number 2 secondary in the NFL. It's the Steelers, although they
are overrated.
Didn't do very well against
last game.
No-name team. That everything Gavin said basically.
Yeah.
My other 2 are hot takes, and here is why. My first one is Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook, and I hated doing this. I picked Dalvin Cook, and if you didn't know, we play FanDuel, so FanDuel is like $60,000, $60 to pick a full roster. I've been picking Dalvin Cook, who's right around $11,000 because he played Jacksonville. Last week he got 8 points against Jacksonville.
1 game though. That's his low. I saw that's his lowest ever.
Yeah.
The whole year, that's his worst game.
For $11,000, and what he's averaging 28 points a game. These numbers in the last 4 weeks, 13, 22, 8, and 20. Here, 22 and 20. 13 and 8 are just not good. He's not worth the money for me, honestly. I don't see he's doing this well.
Now, maybe he goes down to 10,000 this week. I know that's still high, but it's Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, but I mean for fantasy.
Yeah.
Neil has him for fantasy. His whole wild card is on... That was a voice crack. His whole wild card is on Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, like in fantasy...
It's hard in fantasy, but for him, these numbers are pretty bad, seeing how his weeks before were 38 and 47. The 2 weeks before. That's crazy. He's playing the Bucs this week, who have the number 1 rush defense in the NFL. So it will be very hard for them to move and run the football. They're going to rely on Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, a couple other guys to do big things, especially Kirk Cousins for this one. Go ahead.
Yeah. If you're doing FanDuel, like we do FanDuel, I do FanDuel in fantasy. I don't know if you do fantasy, but in FanDuel, think about not buying him, because if he's above 10,300, 10,200 ish,
even 10,000,
yeah, maybe. Do not pick him up. But if he's on fantasy, you have to start him every week. It's Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, that's what Neil said.
Yeah.
So, and my third bust, he's not been doing very well these past few weeks. I don't have his numbers. Kyler Murray. We watched him play the New England Patriots. And I think we'll get into this later, but I think this proves that no matter what, if a rookie quarterback comes to play Bill Belichick, he's not going to let them beat him. No rookie quarterback will beat him. The only rookie quarterback that is beaten this year is, what's his name? Deshaun Watson. And he's not really a rookie anymore. So, I have Kyler Murray sitting the bench. Kyler Murray has not been good these past few weeks. He played New England and last week. And this week he's playing the Giants. The New York Giants. They're number 1 in their division. It's not very, good. They're only like 4-7 or 5-7, something like that. But the Giants give up the fewest fantasy and FanDuel points to quarterbacks. What did we see last week? Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson did not do very well last week, and he lost to the Giants by 5. So Russell Wilson, I have his numbers here. Russell Wilson against the Giants was 27 for 43, 1 touchdown, 1 interception.
Nah.
And his completion rate was 60.
Nah.
Again.
Yeah.
They give up the fewest points to quarterbacks. So Neil has him in fantasy, and he is not starting him this week.
Can you tell them who Neil is?
I heard it. Yeah, he was on the pod before, my brother.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He was on the pod.
Yeah, he was, but maybe people haven't seen the first pod.
My dad. Yeah, Neil, my brother, he has him in fantasy. And he's not starting him this week.
I would, unless you have
Phillip Rivers over him.
Unless you have Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Deshaun Watson as your backup QB. You do not start Kyler Murray.
He has Kyler Murray instead of those players.
Because maybe Kyler Murray comes back this week and goes, I haven't been playing well, I'm going off this week.
Well, also Philip. All right, so here's the toss-up. The Giants give up the fewest points to quarterbacks, and that's a wild card to throw him in there, or you start Philip Rivers, who's playing the Raiders, who almost just lost to the Jets.
It's close, man.
I'm going with Philip Rivers on this one.
I know maybe it was just like one day Philip Rivers scored more than Kyler Murray, but I'm not starting Philip Rivers over Kyler Murray unless Kyler Murray's. Never. It's just never for me.
Okay, so I think is that gonna wrap?
Yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and leave a comment down below. I'm getting faster every single video off of that. Make sure to follow the SoundCloud, Instagram, TikTok. I'll pop them up at the end, or maybe even right now.
And also, Gavin, pop up blue cameras.
Oh yeah, I'll pop up. I'll
pick up all that stuff.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys next video. And stay safe. We'll see you guys.
See you guys.